Who do you think it is? Oh, really? You have to actually solve it? I don't know. It is Kira. It is Ame. It was you all along, Ame. You're the killer. Even though you killed yourself at some point, I guess. Sort in the bad ending. Well, I'm gonna choose the dumb options first. Because I don't know. I actually don't know. I mean, Elium, I don't know. Elium seems to be the person, if you think logically, is the person that is the most likely culprit. But like, they're also setting up him to be like a red herring, so I don't know. I'm not sure. There's also others, I guess. I don't know what others mean. Like, others? I'm not sure. You like, does it open up more options, or is it just like you don't know? You know? I don't know. Let's pick the dumb options first. Let's see what happens. Kira, you're the culprit, or it could be. I don't know. Could he be? I'm not sure. It could be like, I don't know. There's no way, right? Because why would he? Because there's one point where Ame dies, and it's clear that Kira doesn't kill Ame. And then there's been those other endings where the report mentions either Kira and Ame, you know, being dead. So it's confirmed that the bodies have been found, right? So I don't know. Anyway, Kira. Maybe it was you. The detective glares at Kira. Actually, you're onto something. Doesn't Kira's name sound like Killer? Ame, no, down, bad. Kira pats her head and turns attention back to the detective. Is it because we've been following you around? Wait, you admit that you've been following us? No, you're the one who shows up where we are, anyway. Okay. Serious answers, please. But you're the one who answered that. It was Ame. Or maybe it was you. His eyes are on Ame. Huh? Is it because we've been following you around? Keeping them following? No, anyway, okay, seriously, okay. That's the same thing. It was Elium. Elium was the only one who had an off. That's a weird way to say it. I feel like Elium was the only one who was off that day. I feel like that's how you say it, not had an off. That doesn't seem right to me. Anyway, is there really no one else that fits? Elium, it can't be. It just can't. Or Elium, it just can't be. Ame, can you really not think of anyone else? Huh. Wait, sir. You had a chance. But since you couldn't give me any clues, I guess I'll just have to figure it out on my own. I'll get going. Wait! Alright. So that's like the I give up option, I guess. The train is coming in 5 minutes. Do you think they'll treat him right over there? I hope so. How could he have done all those things? He even confessed. Maybe we didn't know him after all. He always seemed so nice. You really believed he did it now? What am I supposed to believe? I don't know. I don't know either. Train will be boarding now. At least we can leave this place. Are you planning to return? Of course. My parents live here. But I'll never come back for any other reason. Ame, let's just go. Bad end. Okay, so that's if you fall for the red herring. I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, I guess it's just not right. Not the right answer. Others? Okay, here you go. So yeah, if you click, that's what I was thinking. I wasn't sure, but if you click others, it'll show more options. Let's see. It is you, the detective. You killed him, didn't you? Kira dramatically points a finger at the older man. Sorry, I thought it'd be funny. This is a serious decision. I thought better of you, Kira. Okay. Officer Minami, Heather. We don't see much of them, so it's kind of unlikely. Officer Minami. What if it's Minami? Maybe she'll swoop in tomorrow with a culprit in hand. To impress you. Murasaki may seem unreliable, questionable, and unreliable, but she wouldn't stoop that low. May not seem like it, but she actually has a strong sense of justice. He said unreliable twice. No more crazy theories. Try putting everything together instead of making convoluted theories. Heather. Now, Heather was the serious one. I don't know if she has anything to do with the murders, but... What about this Heather? The other McHappy Bee employee? Oh, no. No, Heather was... for some reason, I'm mistaken her for the police officer, but no. Heather, I guess it was just another name. I think we never actually seen this Heather. Oh. It was the name on the list, right? The other McHappy Bee employee. I should have guessed you're acquainted with her as well. Misteria ain't that big after all. I can't tell him that they got confidential documents from Eliam. But she's in the clear. She even has customers who can vouch for her presence at work on that day. Guess she left an impression on them. Was it because she was pretty? Not really. She beat up a bunch of troublemakers that day. Oh. Sounds like someone you shouldn't mess with. Anyway, don't just spout out names that come to mind. Please, actually think this through. Nah, I'm just gonna keep picking options. This is funny. There's Dr. Saki. There's Mr. Serizawa. There's twins. Sure, even, again, we only met Dr. Saki once, so I don't know. We don't know these alibis. We don't know much about any of these characters, but I'm gonna choose them anyway. Just see the option. Well, Saki seemed very enthusiastic about this. Saki, who, the doctor? Oh, you know her? Yeah, she's been called here because of the case. That woman actually is very well known in her field, you know. She sometimes helps out at the clinic here, but she moves around a lot. So the department immediately nabbed the chance when they heard that she was close by. In short, she wasn't even here before the crimes took place. I thought I was onto something. What if she did it for science? Please, get on the program, kids. Okay. Mrs. Serizawa, which is like the victim's wife? Couldn't it have been the victim's wife? She's not from around here. Nora lives with her kids in the capital. Her husband stays here at Misteria for work. So she only got here a couple weeks ago to visit her husband. She couldn't have done the other murders. Well, and on the same coin, let me just say the twins, just because. Ame opens her mouth and then closes them again. Now what am I thinking? I'm gonna even try to accuse the poor children who lost their father. Shame on you. So any thoughts? I mean, the twins were creepy though. There's the station master, town local, and the convenience store guy. Don't we only met him once? But apparently he has a lot of part-time jobs everywhere, right? Station master. Could it have been the station master? More people coming in means more work. Not necessarily. I mean, they run on a schedule. Doesn't affect the workload much. So they do get more work in terms of maintenance, management, and safety, but I doubt that would drive them to commit murder. If it did, I'd also be in a murder spree. Why are you kids looking at me like that? Next. Town Loco. Random NPC Town Loco. I know. It's a Town Loco. The what? You know, a loco. A person who lives here. Yes, the culprit most likely lives here. That sure narrow down our suspects. He sighs. Think, kids. Think. Think, kids. Think. Is that a meme, you know? Anyway. Convenience store guy. Well, what about the cashier? From McHappy Bee. No, there was this guy from 7th Market. What does this have to do with 7th Market? There's this guy with seaweed green hair, kind of skinny. He does work nearby. He might know something. Ame seems deep in thought. That guy you're talking about. Thoughts on Kira's diet. You know, I think this is important, but like, I don't know, I'm gonna pick this option. He nagged about Kira buying too many sweets. I guess people make him worry about his intake. What does that have to do with the case? I guess I just want to nag on Kira's sweets diet. So a dead end, huh? There's never no one else that fits? You know, I can't just be... No. Okay, the same ending, okay. So you pick the wrong option there, you just lose. It's funny. Are there any other options, though? Mr. Guy... Oh, Nanami, Mr. Garamon, Ethan... Well, I'm going to go back to the convenience store guy, because that seems important. But let's pick other options as well, just for fun. The Nami? Who's the Nami again? I actually forgot. Who's the Nami? Oh yeah, or the kid. Oh, again, we only saw once. The Maho Shoujo, was it? Maybe? Was that one? Well, there's this child. Actually, I thought she had anything to do with this. Did you just try to pass off a child as a murder suspect? I mean... It happens. It can happen. No. Come on, we don't have all day. There's been cases where, you know, kids have killed people. So, It's happened before. Mr. Garamond, that crazy old man. Well, there's this guy who doesn't like tourists coming in. Though he also believes bleaching your hair is the end of the world. Oh, him. Mr. Garamond called me several times to report people on his lawn. I have to remind him that his apartment doesn't even have a lawn. But how could he have access to the chicken costume? I thought you couldn't even fit in that thing. Not to mention there's no way he could have overpowered Mr. Sarazawa. That's true, he's definitely retired. I don't think this is right either. Like I said, take this seriously, please. Let's see. Ethan. Well, think about it. You said there's a manager who's overworked, and even if you ask other people if he was there or not, he's the boss. That is true. I don't really know much about the manager to see if he has a motive, but I think it'd be worth looking more into. It's a little shaky, but if you're sure... Well, thanks for your help. I'll go question him tomorrow. At least about plausible enough to be to the department to allow more questioning. Thanks for your help. You're welcome. I hope it'll lead to something closer to the truth. Okay, I mean, that's something, sort of. Man pleads not guilty to the murders of Hiro Sarazawa and countless others. Ethan Kawioka, manager of Maccabees, has repeatedly denied the charges. What's wrong, Alien? Oh, I can't believe they think Ethan did it. People can surprise you, that's for sure. You don't know him like I do. He's a good manager and has a family that he adores. Why would he commit the murder? I don't know. But I'm just glad you're here. I know I was the one who the police suspected the most, and that you've been involved with this mystery. What do you two do to get me off the hook? Nothing. We totally did not, accuse the wrong person. It just suggested something to the detective. Ame, I don't know how I feel about this. Don't worry about it, man. You're safe now. I can't stop worrying. I'm sorry. I think we can go scoot for now. You think we did the right thing? If it was to save Eliam, then I think we did. Damn anyone else, I guess. Even if we've got an innocent guy in his place? I hope he really isn't innocent. Huh? The smell. Ah! What the? Eliam, are you alright? Eliam? No, not him. Where did we go wrong? Bad end. Okay. And the monster kills everybody again. Good. Alright, so you can... It turns out you can actually choose the manager, but... that doesn't really obviously solve the mystery. Let's see here. There's more options though, so before I go back to the convenience store guy, I choose the monster. No. But, no. Please take this seriously. Okay. The victim. What if the victim faked his death to run away from his crimes? A big stretch, but no. We've ran a DNA test on the victim. I can tell you 100% it's Hiro. Please, no more horsing around. Alright, and probably this is the same, but I'm gonna pick this option just to see. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, same bad ending. Alright. Go back here. Alright, so the only option, I guess, is the convenience store guy. Thoughts and curious guy. I'm curious. Thoughts on work. He said that he worked a lot of part-times, and he only cared about his paycheck. Kind of unprofessional to talk about that with the customer. Yeah, isn't it strange? And? I forgot what I was getting at. Okay, same thing. Same ending. I know, yeah. I know that's the wrong choice. Alright, so, okay. So we narrowed it down. I picked all the choices just for fun, I guess. But the real choice, I think, is the convenience store guy, which I feel like we only saw one time, I feel like. It was just like one scene. And he did mention how he kind of did hate, people coming into the town. And that's kind of like the only connection that we have in terms of motive regarding the culprit. So he was the only other guy that would have that motive, I guess. So I asked him if some Maccabi employees came in. He talked about being annoyed with the tourists. He also mentioned that he works a lot part-time. Could he have worked part-time at Maccabi? Yeah, that's what I was wondering as well. I mixed him up with Ethan, actually. I thought we saw him at Maccabi, but that was Ethan. Anyway, I think so anyway. There's some coincidences you're saying, but nothing you can actually work with. You have no proof that he worked part-time at Maccabi. You questioned all the employees and part-timers, and none of them fit that description. Connection. Ah, when we were at the shed, we found... So the only connection would be... I mean, looking at all these options, probably the snack. You know, I mentioned the snack, the limited edition, the ramen, whatever. Probably is the only connection to the little convenience store, right? A super limited edition Royal Nyams of Noodles pack. Excuse me, what? Oh, you're right. There's a very limited edition item there in the shed. That instant cup noodles in the pack was only available in select convenience stores. It's super hard to obtain unless you buy it for like 5,000 bucks online, or unless you're an employee who just steals the product, I guess. Or you have connections to the store staff. I guess maybe not steal, but, you know. Or better yet, if you're a store staff yourself. It's that hard to obtain. Shame I couldn't eat it. You know, that's always made me suspicious, actually. I've always been so suspicious of that. You know, when they sell, like, trading cards, you know, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Whatever, can't just the staff kind of, like, just take, like, the rare, you know, cards and just keep the rare cards and just put back all the common cards into those, like, booster packs? So, like, no matter what, you'll always get the... Like, you'll never get the rare ones, you know? Because the staff will just hoard all the rare ones? I don't know. Anyway, that's always made me suspicious of booster packs. Shame I couldn't eat it. Wait, no eating evidence. But, if what you say is true, that does establish some connection between the shed's user and the culprit. And by extension, 7th Market and McHappyBee, since we found the mascot head there. Does that mean... No, I'm afraid that isn't enough. As you said, they could have been obtained online as well. Or they could have been really lucky to have nabbed one from the convenience store. Or they could have taken it from one of the victims. Oh, but you're getting there. If only you can provide another connection, then maybe. Another, huh? Kira mulls it over. What about earlier, when they attacked us? We weren't able to see that well since it was dark, but I felt there seemed to be something off. The detective just sucks at his job. I don't know. I mean, it's always a trope, isn't it? In like these little stories, it's always a Scooby-Doo crew that solves the mystery instead of the detective. Because if the detective does all the work, you know, then there wouldn't be a reason for these little brats, you know, to like investigate themselves. Let's see. But if anything, though, they're kind of discussing it, you know. I mean, it's kind of like a back and forth, you know. It's a cooperation, you know. They're cooperating because he's the one that like makes them think about, you know, who to accuse and what evidence to use. Anyway, let's see. What was off about the monster or the chicken costume man that attacked us? The appearance? I don't remember it. I have to see the CG again, but the machete, mascot appearance, solo. What does that have to do with the convenience store guy? I'm actually kind of stumped because I'm not sure exactly what the game is asking me. Just as an instrument manager. I mean, that's kind of realistic in a way. That's real life, you know? A lot of homicide detectives kind of just end up like if the case isn't solved in the first like few days, it goes kind of cold, and they just kind of like choose whatever suspect is most likely, you know. And oftentimes, maybe not often, but you know, sometimes it just is an innocent person. That's kind of realistic, actually. A lot of like homicide cases, they often end up not solved, you know, unlike in fiction. Anyway. I don't know, actually. Maybe the mascot appearance, because how did they get the head back? You know, that's what I was wondering. Unless there's more than one costume. The mascot's apron. Oh, he gestures about the apron on his body. Oh, okay, I did not notice that. Right. I'm pretty sure green isn't part of the McHappyBee's color scheme. But that mascot had a green apron instead. Kind of like 7 Markets, huh? Okay, that's something I did not notice. I wish I had like a reminder, you know, that's something I did not notice at all. The detective rubs his chin. I guess I did catch a glimpse of that apron when I flashed my lights on that thing. It's possible that the culprit switched the aprons by accident. Even so, you can easily find a green apron just about anywhere. I know we're grasping at straws, but I just don't believe that Eliam could have done it. Wait, before you dismiss us totally... Age, physique, and name. I'm assuming name, maybe? Because we don't know the name. What if you get the name and then connect it to the list? Well, I remember hearing a name. What was it? Heather? Well, that's one we talked over before, or we talked about it before. Ethan is the manager. Riku is a antagonist in Kingdom Hearts. I think it's Ima. I think they mentioned Ima a couple times. I mean, I think that's the person that was in the chicken costume in the beginning, right? When they were being consumed by the kids, right? So, have you met a guy named Ima? Ima? What a weird name. No, I didn't. I think I remember that. But we heard Eliam talking to an Ima at work today. I also vaguely remember his name from when we first got back here. Oh yeah, I think he was wearing the mascot. Being attacked by kids. We never saw his face though. Ima, huh? That's not a name I saw in the employee records. What the hell? I asked him to give us all the names of the people who work at Maccabi Bee. The man scratches the back of his head with an annoyed huff. See? That means you can't charge L yet. You have loose threads. Technically, you're right. But like I said earlier, they might just do it anyway. Well, I'll get going then, kids. That might buy us some time at least. Thanks for listening to us. Thank you too. We might be getting closer to the truth of this mystery yet. I don't know. I'm actually sympathetic to the detective because it's not that he's not doing a good job, it's that he doesn't have time to do a good job, right? Because he's being pressured by the authorities to hurry up, which also pretty realistic in a way, you know? I mean, you see that all the time in cop shows as well, or cop movies, but it actually is pretty realistic in real life too, where like cases need to be solved quickly, otherwise, you know, the trail goes cold and nobody's interested in like taking more time, you know, to actually be thorough about everything. That's definitely like fiction. Only in mystery like fiction shows or games do the characters very thoroughly look at everything. In real life, it's like it's a quick deal, you know. It's like, are you the suspect? Okay, you're the suspect, you know, and then they just quickly try to find any evidence. That's how police work usually is, as far as I know. Anyway, we really didn't tell Mr. Detective that they're hiring part-time without filling proper paperwork, huh? I mean, we promised Al that we won't. That's what he would have wanted. Even when his life is on the line here? Even when his life is on the line. But either way, they'll figure it out soon. Sorry, Al. Kira mimics a praying position. Okay. Anyway, I totally forgot about that guy. You're a lifesaver. I wouldn't get excited just yet. If this Ima person and the cashier aren't the same person, then we're screwed. Because otherwise, Ima would have known they were pursuing the case. Since we don't have ever met him, he had no reason to attack us. But if he's the same guy as the one from 7th Market, he would have been present when we were discussing the case and our plans, making us a target. Yeah. We really shouldn't be discussing these things in public. Man. Hey, maybe the magic book can help us with this. The magic book? Yeah, let me just open up here. Ame takes out the book and flips through its pages. Oh, no update. And we could have used it too. Yeah. Should we just maybe think about something else? My brain's as fried as the chicken we just ate. Yeah, I think we should. Why don't we sleep? What, can you really sleep in this situation? Can we play a game? A game? Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's play Super... I don't know, what's the parody name? Like Ultra Stomp Brothers. I don't know. Anyway, I'll go set it up. Yeah, got him. What the? How the heck you get that final strike? It's just a matter of timing. You bait him with this move, then you body slam him like pow. Now you're good at every game we play. You just trap them and bam. Yeah, that's how you play this character. Hey, are you thinking what I'm thinking? A trap. That's how we can get the killer. But shouldn't we tell the detective? Nah, we're gonna get all the glory and don't give him any credit. He's already on the case. But what if the killer manages to slip away? There must be a reason he still hasn't been caught after all this. He might be craftier than we expect. Should we really put this in our hands? What makes you say we can do it if the police couldn't? Easy. It's cause we're just dumb college kids, so he underestimated us. I mean, if he didn't, Why else would he come out in the open like that, try to go after us directly? Besides, mulling about it won't help Al. Actions will. Yeah, you're right. We can't let him slip away somehow. Yeah, we're on the same page. So, you know how the killer probably has some connection to the monster. Perhaps they're looking for the next victim. They're probably mad at us. You think we can get targeted on purpose? Maybe, I'm not sure. I mean, we're sort of targets already. We don't even know if this will work, but it's either this or we sit idly by, leave everything to the police. I may not. So what's our next move? You know how the killer probably has some connection to the monster. We could trap him with his belief on the tales. Yeah. Wait, how do we do that? The killer probably knows we're onto him. Ame opens the book. Her eyes widen when she sees the update. What the? That smell again. She urges Kira to have a look. Wait, this looks like the forest outside Misteria. Kira takes a deep breath to calm himself. The monster. That's the monster I saw as a kid. He taps the picture of a finger. In the corner there. What would this mean? I wonder. If it's a sign, maybe, that we should have a trap there? If this guy probably worships this monster, then maybe he'll go back to the forest. Even if he get caught, it might not matter. It's so vague, but my gut says so otherwise. Yeah, I'm glad you're accepting the book for what it is. Magic! I don't know how else to explain earlier today, you know? Alright, but how will we trap him? I don't know. Like, dig a big hole and cover it up? I don't know. Like, dig a big hole and cover it with grass, you know, Team Rocket style? Wait, I got the perfect idea. Something that'll totally catch a criminal. Yeah, so what is it? So I'm thinking, well, we need some stinky food, the dummy, and then fade to black. Because obviously we can't show the plan. It's a trope, actually, you know. It's like, you can't show the plan. Otherwise, if you do, then it's 100% going to fail. Because it'll be predictable if the plan goes smoothly, you know. What plan did these kids concoct? They just told me to come here. I told them I handled this. At least they said something rather than moving on their own. Huh? Oh. The detective answers his phone. Hello? Hi, detective, it's Kira. We can see you from where we are. Can you stay right there? We have snipers in position. We're going to kill you now. What? I mean, yeah, but what's the plan? We'll lure him to try and attack us. Okay. What? Talk quieter, detective man. We have a dummy of Ame that we're using to attract the killer's attention. We think they'll target her because we think the killer's onto us. But when they're not looking, bam, we'll get the killer with the shotgun. You know, with the shotgun that we bought from the Walmart. We brought some other things to attract them. It's not foolproof, but it's something we were able to do last minute. Kids, you're using yourselves as bait. Don't worry, we got this. This is foolish. Kids, get out there right now. Please, sir, just believe in us. It'll help you get this guy arrested faster, I think. If you stick around and listen to us. Oh my god. Well, I can't do anything else. I told the department to give me one more day after telling them about the employee discrepancy. Stay safe, kids, please. We will. Thank you for believing in us. The detective pockets his phone. God damn it. This is what I get for trusting a couple of kids. Okay, that was creepy, actually. I guess that's just the dummy. Kira, if you feel like you're in trouble, please run back to me as fast as you can, okay? You know I will. Is it just me? It looks kind of different for some reason. Or maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know. For some reason, it looks like he has a different hairstyle, but like... Is it? I don't know. Treat dummy Ame well. Don't forget, we should lead him to Detective Man, okay? Yes, and that's straight ahead. I've got this. That food smells so bad, but I hope this works. It's getting dark. Is he here already? I think there are human footsteps. Yeah. Ame? I thought I told you to stay put. I'm sorry, I heard something behind me. Wait, what? Shush. Maybe it was a dog? You. Was it? Kira! The dummy! Wow! Fuck, I missed. It's dark, so it's difficult to make out the figure that attacked the dummy. One thing is for sure, they attack with intent to kill. I won't miss next time. The figure's head turns towards the bush that two are hiding behind. Crap, run! Where do we go? Just pick the way out of the forest. What if we just don't do anything? What happens here? Left, go left. Okay, we'll go left. I think we evaded him. Yeah, but this isn't the forest entrance. Ah! Kira! Ah! I won. Oh, forest deity, I bring you not one, but two sacrifices. You! Huh? The police? Put your weapon down and put your hands up. What? You want to join them? I'm being offered to the deity? Bang. Well, turns out, don't bring a machete to a gunfight. No, this can't be it. Your killings ends here. It won't end here. The deity's always hungry. Someone else will take my place. As long as it lives in Misteria, people will die. I don't think that's what it was at all. I've only heard these killings now. I think this was all on you. You don't know me. You will never know me. Ah. You got him. But he got you two first, huh? Damn it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have let you go on your crazy plan. Will you forgive me? Huh? I swear I saw something. He shakes his head. Never mind. I have to call back up. Dead end. Alright, there you go. So you just both die. Where do we go right? Right, go right. Got it. What the? We ended up right where we started. Oh, deity, do you see that? Fresh sacrifices just for you. I'll burn their bodies. I hope they please you. And I'll keep appeasing you until I die. Ame, Kira. Shit, the police were here. I have to take them away. He drags the bodies of Ame Kumori and Kira Kageyoshi through the dirt. As he walks towards the graves of the victims. Ah, that smell. Oh, forest deity, do you see me? Your faithful servant. I'm here. I can feel you everywhere. It smells. Notice me. Say something. Notice me, senpai. Please. Please. You want more? Alright. Alright. Two bodies. Two shriveled bodies. They're just kids. Kids that I should have never let go. And the one behind this is still on the loose. How incompetent. I suppose. Can't bring justice to my friend. Can't protect those kids. I'm sorry, hero. Ame. Kira. I'm sorry. That end. Alright. Straight. Yes, keep running! Straight ahead. God, I have no idea. There's no clue for me to... Unless there was, I have no idea which way to go. Okay, I've never run this much. Wait, I hear them. Hide! Where are you? I knew you ran this way. Huh? The smell. My deity. Is it you? Okay, with the Buster Sword? Well, it's not really... I think a Buster Sword is actually bigger, but anyway. I'm preparing a feast for you. Meanwhile, hiding behind the bushes... It really is that cashier. It's scary to think that that kind of person handled kids while donning that mascot. He shudders. Ame, did you bring the food with you? Yeah, that's why it smells. I think we can commence our plan after all. Oh, okay. Go for it. Alright. Kira passes the dirt, mimicking the sound of the footsteps, while Ame stealthily surrounds the area with the foul scent of her mom's... something. The mom's, spoiled food. Soon the area was covered in a horrid stench. Forest deity, where are you? I've seen you before. When I buried that author, remember? Please show yourself to me once again. I'll wait no matter how long. What the... Huh? You're under arrest. The detective points his gun at the culprit, while he readies to wield his machete. You're a really big machete. Is the machetes that big? I don't know. I feel like machetes are not that big. Behind the bushes... Damn it, I forgot he was nearby. Oh, screw it. Kira leaps out of the bush and tackles Ima, knocking the machete out of his hands. Whoa. Kira? You guys are... What the hell is this? You stupid kids, you meddling kids! I couldn't have got away with it, wasn't for you meddling kids. Stay right there. Kira is trying his best to hold the young man in place. No! Ima breaks out, but Ame slides tackle and strips him. Kira immediately comes to her aid and grabs Ima. Ah. The kids, let me take care of him. No, no! This is all a mistake. You're under arrest for the murder of Hiro Shirozawa. You have the right to remains. Shut up! The deity needs you. It needs your soul to be appeased, so that it won't turn its wrath on the town. Can't you see? I'm trying to save you all. You all need me. I killed those outsiders to protect the rest of the town. What's up with this deity thing he's talking about? No idea. First time I've heard the monster being called a deity. You killed innocents and you dare call that protection. You just admitted to killing the other victims, by the way. You'll be in the slammer for the rest of your life, if you're lucky. Fine. You'll see. You'll see that without me, that deity will bring catastrophe to this land. Don't say I warned you when Misteria is burned to the ashes. Over there. What is that? Huh? Okay, it's this thing again. Weird alien monster. Look, do you see him? He's here. Holy mother... The detective's face turns pale white. I told you. Devour this town of forest deity. Devour it all. The creature approaches the group. The detective and his two younger companions are frozen solid. Finally, the creature stops in front of the killer. Huh? The being lifts the lamp it had been holding, pointing it toward the crazed man. Okay. And the flame within it starts burning brighter and stronger. Despite that, it only emanates comforting warmth. No one understands what the being is trying to do. Huh. I told you all. It recognizes me. Release me now and I'll spare you all. The rest of those who are witnessing this moment only have their mouths agape, simply watching what's to happen next. And not a moment too soon, the lamp that once contained that tranquil flame begins to turn dark. The flame is ice cold, suffocating, spiteful. My face! My skin! It hurts! I can't. The young man begins to flail. Ame and Kira let go of him while they watch in horror. Ima scratching his throat, as though he couldn't breathe. He flails on the ground like a fish out of water. Hey, didn't that light touch us too? Will we be okay? For some reason, I feel like the light's grudge isn't directed at us. And just then, the killer loses consciousness. The flame flickers and starts to turn back into its original color. What do we just watch? Divine retribution? He just lost consciousness, but he's alive. Seems to have weird burns, though. You are real. Ame stares at Kira. That looks nothing like that Macappy mascot. What's going on? Says Nora. A familiar voice called up from nearby. Oh, that's Nora. As in, like, the victim's wife. Yeah. Puppy! It's Puppy! You're the one in Hiro's research. Where is he? Where's my husband? Huh? The book. And so the witch, the knight, and the old man was able to destroy the true killer and free their friend. I think the monster was our friend, the witch said. He always was, said the knight, which didn't understand what he wanted to do. And they walked home together, living happily ever after. The end. You finished the book? You know. Just then, the book starts to shine. Light particles are rising from the book, and they start to dance around Nora. Nora, I'm sorry for leaving you and the kids so early. I just heard a sound during a picnic together. I thought it was a spirit of Misteria I'd heard so much about. Instead, I saw a mascot burying a corpse. It rushed to me with a shovel in hand. I couldn't remember what happened after that, and so I met this spirit here. The spirit of Misteria is a guide of souls, a guardian of the forest, neither monster nor deity, despite how smelly and ugly he looks, but anyway, it guides souls so that I wouldn't lose their way. He's been watching me this whole time, you know. Eddie. Of course, Mommy. We found him too. He and I worked together to help these two children solve the mystery. I couldn't leave you all with a killer nearby. I'm really thankful for you, Ame and Kira. And you too, Tora. Cool of you to break your promise of touring me here for Halloween. It was nothing. You inspire us as kids. Why wouldn't we help you? Thank you. I can now pass on safely. Nora, take care. I'll always watch over you. Yes, I will. I'll make sure to take care of the children. Bye, Daddy. See you again someday. I love all of you. Goodbye, dear. and the light returns to the monster. Nay, spirit of the forest. The light orbs also rise from the ground as they trail behind the creature, where it shows them the way to their eternal rest, with the light of his lamp as their guide, until the next time they cross paths again. And everything's been solved. But we use the same CG here, though. No, it just ends there. Okay, I was waiting for some kind of like small epilogue, but no, it just kind of ends there. Okay, I mean that's that, I guess. Turns out the monster wasn't really a monster all this time. I was wondering, because the game kept saying like whether or not there's a supernatural element to this, so I guess there was, but like the supernatural element wasn't the antagonist, it was the convenience store guy who was just a crazed murderer, I guess, mistakenly believing that he needed to kill people in order to appease the deity, but this deity was innocent this entire time. It wasn't actually a monster. The true monster was men. As it turns out, the true monster was, humanity, as they mentioned before. Okay, I mean, it's not too bad. I don't know. I was kind of interested. I mean, I like the characters and all that, so I was kind of invested. Yeah, not too bad. I do say it is a little like I don't know. I don't know. It's Deus Ex Machina necessarily, but it is a little bit too convenient that the dead spirit of the victim shows him this book, and then using his magical powers makes them solve the mystery and stuff like that. But I guess is it's just suspension of belief, right? Is that the word? I don't know. I always forget. Is it suspension of disbelief or suspension of belief? I think it's suspension of belief, But like I always think of suspension of disbelief because you're suspending your disbelief, right? Like you're suspending that you're disbelieving something, right? So that's how I think of it. Or is it suspension of belief? Or it could also be suspension of belief because you're suspending your belief in reality. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I mean, it's all right. I think the overall story is pretty interesting. It ended up being kind of like really much like a Scooby-Doo kind of story, sort of, where like a bunch of kids, or two kids really, ends up solving the mystery or whatever, and finding the killer and all that, despite them being incredibly unqualified for the job. They do it anyway because of the main characters. But I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know if there's like a slight epilogue here after the credits, but I'm assuming that's the ending. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty good. I'm just gonna wait until the credits are done before I kind of give my final thoughts. I don't know if there's any extra endings. There's a bunch of bad endings, but it seems like that's it for like the main ending, I guess. There you go. Music is okay as well. A lot of it is Kevin MacLeod. Kevin MacLeod is the person who makes a lot of, royalty-free music that everybody uses. And it ends on hand-holding. Blue. I'm assuming they're just friends. She's like Tomboy GF or whatever. Well, not GF, but they're going like they're friends at first, but then obviously like the story ships them together so much. Anyway, and so the case of the Halloween murder of Misteria came to a close. Who says the end? Okay, there's an epilogue. I was waiting for it. There's always a freaking epilogue after the credits. The Halloween banquet is just about to start. There's no way we're missing it. Agreed. No one can stop me from raiding the dessert table. Normally I reprimand you. The night we party. No holding back. I love Halloween. Our Halloween celebration is based around the spirit of the forest, huh? Bobby, was it? Mrs. Sarazawa said that according to her husband's research, Bobby takes care of the souls here in Misteria. By the way, we're just gonna we're just gonna accept that now. It's like, I don't know, what if someone goes into should we tell this to everybody or should we not? Because if we do, the government might get involved and try to capture, this Bobby thing and then put it in the zoo, or we keep it quiet, but then if we do, then people might mistake the Bubby creatures for some kind of monster again, and then I imagine some guy with like a shotgun kills it. I don't know. Anyway, but we took it to the souls in Misteria so that we wouldn't be plagued by evil spirits. Though there's the unfortunate side effect of leaving the body to look like raisins. Okay, so that's what happens. So the idea is that the bodies have already been dead, and it's simply taking the souls from the bodies and not really killing them, in a way, it's our own personal guardian, huh? Yep. So it appears to those who are dying or those who have died. It's very docile, though, contrary to appearance. It wouldn't cause harm to any living being. We just assume, I guess. What happened to Emo wasn't its doing. But the grudge of the souls reside within the lamp. Talk about don't judge a book by its cover. Apparently, it probably appeared before me because my parents' souls refused to leave my side. So it came to collect them. It's a coincidence that the Sarazawa family came to the forest tonight. Apparently, they want to celebrate their Halloween night with their dad. So they visited the forest. At least, Mr. Sarazawa got his justice. He got to say his final goodbyes. And don't forget, L's name finally got clear too. I'm kind of amused that he has no idea what we just went through for him. I'm pretty sure he'd do the same for us if the situation were reversed. Totally just capture a serial killer. And, figure out the mystery of this, mysterious, monster that wasn't really a monster. Well, we'll be seeing him later at the banquet, and I'm excited to tell him the story. I'm pretty sure he'd just be upset that he didn't get to join us. Well, maybe next time. I vote for no next time. There's one thing bugging me, though. Why was Emo convinced that the spirit of the forest is a deity? Well, I guess that's a mystery. That we have to solve? Ame, no. Race you to the banquet. Our investigation starts here. Well, this is my life now. I guess I don't mind. Hey, Ame, wait up. Alright, that's the end. The end for now! Don't give me that. Don't give me a cliff, not really a cliffhanger, but don't give me a sequel hook or whatever. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's it. I mean, generally, again, despite the horror tag, I think it's generally wholesome. Despite the bad ends where you die, I guess. All right, there you go. So yeah, continuing my thoughts from the credits. Yeah, overall pretty good. I guess the story was overall pretty interesting. I would say it's kind of I don't know. I think it's again, despite the horror tag, I think it's mostly just kind of a wholesome story. I say wholesome, despite the multiple bad endings where they get super murdered, but ignoring that. And even then, you don't really see much. It's kind of there's just some blood here and there. It's kind of off-screen, PG-13 deaths in a way. You don't really see any gore or anything. It's just implied, Anyway, other than that, other than sudden deaths, for the most part, it's kind of like a goofy adventure, Again, despite the murder. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I would say, the art is really good as well. I would say, the character art in particular, I think looks good. I would say the backgrounds though, I don't know, the backgrounds I would say kind of basic. So they're kind of I think I have the same problem like in other visual novels as well. They're kind of for some reason they look kind of plastically, they look fake. I mean, fiction is fake in general, but the backgrounds just don't seem to fit the characters. I feel for the most part, sometimes they're really 3D looking, and they're kind of architect sketches. I don't know. It's the same thing I had, the same problem I had with the other, some other visual novels. I feel but anyway, other than that though, it's just kind of basic, so it's not really that important. But it's just what I've noticed. It doesn't fit the characters. Other than that, everything else is great. In terms of the writing, it was okay. I don't know if there's any typos. I don't remember any typos. Maybe a couple, and maybe a few parts where I didn't understand how I was supposed to read it. But other than that, I think the writing's good. Yeah, I mean, I would say something I noticed as well, and it's not a good or a bad thing necessarily, but there's a lot of characters in this story, and they end up kind of not being really relevant. I feel I don't know. Maybe in a more longer story, we could explore those characters a bit more and their relevance to the plot, But otherwise, they do kind of feel kind of unnecessary, or at the very least, they feel just there only to just for that one moment where you pick a bunch of suspects. The part where you You're trying to solve the mystery, figure out who's the culprit or whatever. You just have a bunch of choices of characters that don't really matter. They're just there just for filler, right? So that's what I feel like, but maybe it's because of the length of the game and things like that, And, even making the game longer might not necessarily be a good thing because that kind of slows the game down. I'm not sure. I would say just maybe like cut some of the characters. Some of the characters I feel like kind of don't need to be there, or if they are there, make it more relevant to the plot instead of just, they're just goofy. Hey, like for the doctor, for example. What's her name? I forget her name, but the one who wants to do stuff for science or whatever. She's the coroner, right? And she only mentioned the shriveled bodies and whatnot. I wish she was more relevant, up to the actual case. She only pops up like 1 or 2 times, and that's kind of it. And she's kind of a little creepy, but that's it. Again, I wish if she pops up, or she's like a relevant character that we meet, then I wish she was more pivotal to like the actual case. They're giving more evidence, for example. More things to add, more pieces of the puzzle would be nice. When you actually like talk to the characters, interrogate them. I mean, just like in a lot of like mystery kind of visual novels. I mean, again, I think of like Phoenix Wright. I just think of like when you talk to the characters, they're fun, they're goofy and all that, but they're also relevant to the actual case, because they give testimony, and things like that. Well, that's a lawyer game, though, and obviously we're not lawyers, but I wish there was more of a reason to talk to them, right? Beyond just them being like interesting characters, because by themselves, characters being interesting is nice, but it feels like I don't know. Again, it feels like they're unnecessary. They're unimportant to the actual plot. I feel like sometimes, And I also feel like the main antagonist being the convenience store guy, because of that, we're just meeting a bunch of characters and they feel like filler. I feel like the same way with the convenience store guy. And that's why it's not necessarily an asshole, but it feels that way, It feels a little bit like, here's this random guy that you saw like, I don't know, 20 scenes ago. And by the way, they're the villain. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it's much more satisfying is when all these characters that you meet, that you're invested in, and you feel like they're actually part of solving the mystery. As it turns out, that they are the antagonists. Like, whoa, it's supposed to be that kind of like, whoa, I did not expect that or whatever. But for me anyway, I felt like the convenience store guy was like a random background character, and then like I felt that with a lot of other characters as well. They're kind of background characters that we don't really, have a lot of time with, and we don't really care about, and then they just, oh, okay, he's the killer, all right, it's kind of like, it's like that, that's what it feels like anyway. But maybe it's because what I did, the I guess suspect list, I also kind of just chose randomly anyway. I chose all the choices just to see the dialogue, so maybe it's part of it as well, because there's no like stakes to it, there's no actual consequence. We're just not simply choosing all the options. Maybe that's part of it as well, I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, overall though, I think it's pretty solid. And I'm just trying to think. Anything else that I liked or I didn't like? The music is okay. I think the music choice is good. I noticed a lot of just is royalty free, but I mean, I think that's fine. It fits the game actually. I think it fits mostly the game and any of the music that I've heard about. Or heard about? No, what I've heard in the game anyway. I think it was fine. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing for me, this is very subjective, is like the whole supernatural element. Like it depends. I think supernatural elements can work in a story. It also kind of depends on how much supernatural stuff you like in a story in the first place. But for me, I tend to like more like grounded stories. I tend to like more realistic stories. And if you are going to add like a supernatural element, then it needs to be very subtle. It needs to be like, is it supernatural or is it real? You don't know. Like there's no confirmation that it is magic or not. I usually like those kind of stories because at the very least, it's not dependent on like, magical power. Because to me, magic is kind of like, you can do anything with magic. It's like, oh, suddenly you use magic and then you win. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's cheating to me. It's like using cheat codes. But I don't know, depends. Depends on how a story is supposed to be like, crafted and how the magic works in general. But like, I don't know. I know for me, I don't like Harry Potter. I guess I just don't like Harry Potter. Well, that's just me, I guess. I don't know. It's okay. But I usually tend to like more, more grounded stories. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of it. I think I already said that I like the characters. They're interesting, they're unique. Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, very good story. I wouldn't say it surprised me necessarily. It doesn't really blow my mind, so I wouldn't say like this game really like I wouldn't rank it like it's the best game ever necessarily. But I think it's pretty solid. I think it's better than most. I feel like it's very professional. I feel like in terms of the way it's just designed in general. Like how the UI is and everything, and how everything's put together. And, yeah, I think it's pretty again pretty solid. But there you go. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it for Tales of Misteria. Yeah. I guess if you're on YouTube, you didn't know, I stream these games live on Twitch, so check me out over there if you're interested. I also have other playthroughs and channels, so you can look for those if you want. And I guess, thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then.